You're gonna write me an essay all about how it's wrong to lean on people.
What?
Unless it's in the direct geopolitical interests of the United States of America. You're gonna write it in the dirt.
All right, welcome back to another School Principal Reacts. This is Brandon coming to you with my reaction to an episode of Recess. I know many of you all who weren't so much fans of Victorious really wanted me to do Recess, so I am going to do at least some select episodes, if not the whole entire series. Many of you all actually asked me to take a look at this episode. It's called The Substitute, I believe. And I'm assuming we're going to hear about a substitute teacher. And I see in this random still frame TJ here standing up and Gus in the front. I do still remember many of the characters' names from the few episodes that I've taken a look at before. Check out my Recess playlist if you have not seen those yet. What looks like maybe a substitute teacher in the front of the class. This looks like this is going to be really interesting. And I can't wait to get into it with you and give you my comments. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, you know what to do. Click the button below to subscribe. And speaking of comments, I do enjoy reading your comments. I do read all of those. So if you'd like to leave a comment down below as you watch the video or give the video a like, I would really appreciate it. Let's get into the episode.
And so it turns out that there is no homeopathic alternative to bunion surgery.
No. That's a potential firing for this lady, and I don't even know her name. That's really disgusting. Even if you're talking about, say, health class or biology or something, you don't talk about your own issues, especially if it's disgusting, and you don't pull your foot out and start picking at it with whatever this is. Nah, that can get you into some trouble. Let's keep going.
It's a simple operation, but it will require me to stay off my foot for a few days.
Miss Croaky, should we be taking notes?
No, Gretchen. I'm simply telling you all this to explain that I'll be absent from school next week. I've arranged for a substitute.
So it's a substitute teacher, and they're all happy about it. That's not great. I mean, if you're a really good teacher and the students enjoy learning from you, they're not going to be like, oh yeah, substitute. Now, most students from elementary all the way up until high school, some of them think that if there's a substitute teacher, they can just do whatever they want to do, and it's kind of a free-for-all. Now, I'll be honest, I have seen substitute teachers that were not that great, and it was sort of that way. I've seen others that were really good that could probably be a teacher themselves if they wanted to be. So I don't know what kind of experience they're going to have, and for a teacher to have surgery and be out for a whole week's a little long unless it's like really serious, but it's perfectly possible, and it looks like they're going to have a sub for a week.
A substitute? Oh man, this is some kind of wonderful.
I don't get it. What's so great about a sub?
Yeah, what's so great?
Gus, what hole-in-the-ground school did you transfer from?
Yeah, Gus, everybody knows there are three things every kid waits for all year. Snow days, fire drills, and substitute teachers. It's like a little slice of summer vacation in the middle.
Yeah, and field trips as well. I don't think he said field trips. He said snow days, fire drills, and substitute teachers, which again, it sort of depends on what level of planning went into it, and not just the sub, the regular teacher as well. So she should be leaving some plans, some assignments, and some instructions for that substitute teacher to carry them out. The sub is not supposed to just do whatever they want to do. It's following the directions of the regular teacher, but they think they're going to just have it made. I'm guessing whoever they get to come in is not going to be quite what they anticipated.
I'm gonna get it with the old chalk and eraser routine. That kills.
I'm gonna tell her Miss Croaky lets us eat in class.
I'm going to reread War and Peace, only this time I won't have to rush.
I'm gonna dust off my old pea shooter.
Whoever this
Oh,
substitute
no.
is, the woman is spitball bait.
And this is not good. They're already planning on the various shenanigans they're going to pull. And I have seen students that will do this, not quite the spitballs perhaps, although I'm sure that's happened plenty of times. But more commonly, what I see is people trying to just pull one over on them. In other words, telling the teacher things about what the teacher always lets us do. I think one of them said that. And I have seen subs that will believe that, particularly from students that seem they don't really know who's trustworthy and who's not. I remember something like that on Ned's Declassified where a teacher had like a trustworthy list and not. I forgot what they called it. They called it, I think, something not so great. But they're already planning on what they're going to do to this poor substitute teacher. And I noticed this girl in the back saying she spitball bait. And I remember it being a man in front of the class. I'm guessing they're in for a rude awakening. Oh.
Now remember our plans. If the sub calls on you, use a fake name. I'm going with Hugh Belcher.
Excellent plan.
She may even think she came to the wrong room.
I'm calling it 10 a.m. book drop.
And when I give this signal, everyone get up and move one seat to the right.
What have you got planned, Gus?
Me? Well, I mean, if people want.
You're a madman, Griswold.
Good morning, pupils. I'm here to
Mr. Prickly. I do remember Mr. Prickly quite well. He didn't do so hot on the tier list, but we'll see if he redeems himself here, although he may not get that much time in this episode. And the kids are already saying he's planning a book drop, like, you know, you drop a heavy textbook on the floor. Although I've said before, you don't have as much of that anymore, the textbooks. And then as far as making up fake names, nowadays, the rosters are going to be on the computer in digital form, so you can't really do that. The teacher is going to have the roster. And even in this day, the teacher is going to be given a handwritten roster of who the kids are in their class. They're not going to be able to do some of the stuff that they're describing here, although it does sort of depend on the level of experience and how much the sub believes them on that, which a good substitute is not going to fall for all of these things.
introduce your substitute teacher.
Bring her on, baby.
Our guest teacher comes to us following successful stints in Southeast Asia, the former Yugoslavia, and the Bronx, New York. Please welcome your substitute for the entire week, Mr. E.
What? Oh, man. And the second he opened the door and he was wearing sunglasses, I mean, if I'm Mr. Prickly and I see someone walk up with shades like that, my first thought is going to be, is this guy crazy? I need to at least have a little conversation with him. Even if he's on our substitute teacher list and other people have used him and he's fine, I'm going to talk to him and make sure he's not a little crazy before I let him in there with our students.
Call me Mr. E, and I'm here to instruct.
Mr. E, that's not a name, that's a letter. What's the rest of your tag, subby?
That information comes at a terrible price. Are you willing to pay it?
I'm not sure what's going on here. Recess in some ways is really crazy because number one, this kid, and he's got on like a Boy Scouts uniform or something. This kid's standing up and saying that his name is not a name and calling him subby. That's pretty bold. And the principal's right there. He could get himself into some serious trouble. I don't know if that's a potential suspension. I don't know if you're going to get suspended for that, but you're going to get some level of discipline, even in elementary school. And this guy almost reminds me of Slicer, Principal Slicer. Not quite as bad, but he says that information comes at a terrible price. It's like, come on, man.
Well, everything seems to be in order. Have a great week, kids.
And see, this is pretty bad also because Principal Prickly, it's almost like he knows this guy is terrible and he's putting him in there because he knows that the kids won't like him and he's doing it as some sort of twisted form of punishment to the kids. It's really bad. And I know the whole show of Recess, it like pits the school against the students and it's like they're prisoners or something, which is not how it is in real life. I'm wondering how this teacher is going to do, though. I'm not feeling real good about it.
The thing we're going to do this week is work on your vocabulary.
Okay.
Today's word is respect.
Don't turn your back. Don't turn your back.
This better be your homework.
Zero fear.
Yeah, zero fear. And I was saying when he was writing the word respect on the board, which now seems to have vanished magically, I'm like, don't turn your back. You don't turn your back on the class. You just don't, especially as a substitute teacher. Not that I would expect to be hit with a ball of paper. It's more like you are going to want to see what's going on in the class. People are going to be sneaky.
Your teacher left a detailed lesson plan, but I'm going to do things a little differently.
I don't know about that.
Excusing anyone?
Mr. He.
And here's our random still frame. And I have a couple of comments already. I can tell I'm going to have a lot to talk about in this episode. So they just got there. I thought they just got there and the bell rings, and they go to leave. I'm not sure what that's about. And then also he says that the teacher left detailed lesson plans. And I'm like, okay, I mean, that's what's supposed to happen. And he says, I'm going to do things a little bit differently. Now, if he took that lesson plan and just modified it a little bit or did it in a little bit of a different way, that would probably be acceptable. Now, if he does something totally different, that's not going to be acceptable. The substitute teacher is expected to follow the regular teacher's lesson plan. So you can't just do that. But it sort of depends on what he meant by that, about a little bit differently or whatever he said. And then he said, oh, I didn't dismiss you. And I know that's a really, really old school. Nowadays, you really can't get away with that. I remember seeing an episode recently of Hey Arnold. If you've seen my reaction to The Flood, check it out if you haven't seen it, where Mr. Simmons holds the class over and then they get stuck in a flood because of it. You really can't do that.
It's recess.
Your point?
A
It's time for us
recess.
to take a break. You know, stretch your legs, get a little exercise.
Get a little exercise, huh?
And he cannot get away with this. In fact, this is probably a potential firing right here for this guy. Couple of problems. Number one, he could not have held them in for recess. It is a big deal in many places to make sure that kids, particularly of this age, get some sort of outdoor time. You really cannot hold them in unless it's bad weather or if there's some sort of other issue like a student who misbehaves or a student who needs to complete a test or some homework or something, but it doesn't need to be a regular thing. Students need to go outside, particularly at this age, and he cannot make them do push-ups. You really can't. Now, I know this show, I think the show was produced in the 90s. I think that's right. I didn't look it up beforehand, but even then, I don't know that he could have gotten away with it. Granted, things were kind of different in the 90s, but nowadays, this would be an immediate issue. You cannot force students to do push-ups. Now, I have seen, particularly in middle school or more so in high school, the teacher allowing a student to do push-ups in lieu of something else, but it kind of has to be voluntary, like, oh, please don't send me to the office, I'll do push-ups, or, giving the students a choice or something like that. But no, this would not be allowed.
Oh, I shouldn't have had that ninth flapjack.
Ninth.
This can't be good for my sinuses.
Now let's have some drop and rolls.
Drop and roll.
Oh man, this swamps. The one time of the day that's supposed to be ours, and he's got us acting like Marines.
I mean, face it, if you were in better shape, I wouldn't have to carry you all at kickball.
Watch and learn. He's got what it takes. Let's show him some jumping jacks, son.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is so
Now
weird.
the rest of you jump those jacks. He'll be proud to know you're doing the same exercises the Army Rangers do.
And these are elementary school students. I think they're in like 3rd or 4th grade or something. And he's like saying, you'll be doing the same exercises the Army Rangers do. And I don't even know if that's true, but they're elementary school students. You can't force them to exercise like this. You just can't. Particularly a substitute teacher during the recess time. It's just not going to fly.
Only I thought we were preparing for 5th grade, not war.
That's clever, kid, but not too smart.
Sorry, Teach. The
guy's-
jumping jack must have rattled my brain.
This guy's horrible.
Got a name, Joker boy?
TJ Detweiler.
You got trouble written on you like a vacancy sign on the Nowhere Motel. If I were you, I'd watch my step.
This is so weird.
Independent study.
Everything about this is kind of messed up. So when they were out there on the playground, they were both, TJ and this teacher, substitute teacher, talking to each other like they're some sort of gangsters or something. This is hilarious because it's so ridiculous. And then he says here, independent study. That's neither the teacher's lesson plan nor his doing something a little bit different. So I'm not sure what he's going to do here. He says like a project you care about, like just anything. This is a recipe for disaster. Having a unstructured time like this, a lot of it during academic time, is not good for students, particularly elementary school students. They need that structure and that focus on something.
I don't care what you choose for your project. I just want it done well. On Friday, you'll make a formal presentation to me and your peers.
What?
Does anyone have a question?
And nobody's going to.
May we begin now?
You'd better.
Oh boy.
And you can't talk to fourth graders like that. I mean, you shouldn't even talk to high schoolers like that. You better, that kind of thing. I mean, he's a substitute teacher, for goodness sakes. And he says, do a project about anything. This sort of reminds me of Ned's Declassified, the video project episode, where he just says, do whatever you want, do a project on whatever you want. No, because as I said in that episode, you're going to have to be able to grade that project, and that grading has to be based on something real. And in order to do that fairly with any kind of consistency, you need some sort of rubric, standards, or success criteria for whatever it is. You can't just say, do a project about something that you care about and present it to us. It's not too good. And he's just sitting there. What is
I
that?
don't get you, Detweiler. Independent study is fun. It's a chance to grow. Why don't you get on the bus, boy?
Maybe I don't trust the driver.
Well, you better find some faith, boy, because the clock is ticking.
What
And
is
Friday's
this?
Judgment Day.
Judgment
I heard
Day.
he tore down the Berlin Wall, brick by brick.
I heard they tossed him from the Secret Service for using a steely gaze on the.
They need to toss him out of this school. He is awful. The way he talks to the kids, he needs to get out. He's maybe one step down from Principal Prickly, not Principal Prickly, but Slicer, the principal that was there to take over when Prickly got a promotion, and then he ended up coming back. So this guy's awful, and I really just don't get it. And meanwhile, while the kids are working on the independent study project, he's just sitting there. He was like playing with his pencil or whatever. That's not why they're paying him. They're paying him to teach based on the regular teacher's lesson plan, not just sit there.
Well, I heard he made a kid repeat 5th grade just for stammering during a book report. Guy's just a sub like any other. I mean, what happened to Subway? The old chalk and the eraser routine, fake names, the book drop. You're gonna let
The
that
book
kid ruled
drop.
by some guy without a first name? What's so great about him?
Mr. E.
Look!
Where are you hiding your lunch money, geek?
That's
it, Buster. I've told you 12.5 times to leave that kid alone.
Stand down. I'll handle this. If there's anything in this world I hate, it's a bully. Now I'm asking you nice. Return my pupil to his full and upright position. You need to change, boy. And there's only one way you're gonna learn how. You're gonna write me an essay all about how it's wrong to lean on people. Unless it's in the direct geopolitical interests of the United States of America. You're gonna write it in the dirt with your face.
Did you hear what he said? You shouldn't lean on people unless it's in the direct geopolitical interests of the United States of America. Goodness. Also, I think it's Miss Finster, I think that teacher's name was, and he says, stand down. He's a substitute teacher. He has no business telling her what to do. If anyone sort of outranks anybody else in that scenario, it would be Miss Finster. She's a regular certified teacher in that school, and he's a sub. He has no business telling anybody what to do. I mean, except for this kid. I mean, he can tell him to stop bullying. He has the authority of a teacher as far as the situation on the playground, but he can't just say, stand down, and then tell this kid to write an essay. And I don't even think he's in his class. He really just needs to tell him to stop or take him to the principal or whatever he needs to do here.
Well, Clyde, what are you waiting for?
In the dirt.
You can't be a victim all your life. You gotta learn to take a stand. Now, if you're willing to put in some time after school, I can show you 2 simple moves that'll disable any bully anytime.
No!
I'm there.
This episode is so messed up. It's sort of beyond belief. So think of it. This guy is 30, 40 years old, and he's going to meet an elementary school kid after school and teach him some self-defense moves. And his parents, did they know about it? Did they consent to that? No, you cannot do that. That is a huge issue. This guy needs to be out of here like now. And I see in the next scene here, it says 2 days till Judgment Day. I mean, even saying that jokingly about an assignment being turned in, there are teachers out there, particularly in high school, that will joke around and use a little hyperbole when it comes to turning in a big assignment, kind of jokingly, but saying it's Judgment Day is way too far. So I don't even know where to begin with the potential firings, but he would certainly get one for telling Miss Finster to stand down. He would get a potential firing for offering to show this kid some like self-defense moves, and he would get a potential firing for writing Judgment Day on the board like this. I've lost track at this point, but let's see where we are going to go from here. Okay, chill for a moment.
Problem, kid?
It's my poem. I just can't seem to make it work.
Let me give it a once-over. Yeah.
This music.
Nice imagery. I like your pace, kid, but the rhyme scheme in the bottom half of the poem doesn't match the top. I like your use of creeping moss to represent the passage of time, but lose that moon in June garbage in the second stanza. You're better than that.
Garbage.
You think?
You cannot tell a kid that his poem is garbage. There are people today, older people as well. I've heard stories from principals and superintendents who will say things like, you know, their teacher ripped up their art project because they didn't think they colored it the correct color or whatever. And they remember it to this day. That kind of stuff really impacts people. So telling someone part of their poem is garbage, that's a potential firing there as well. You cannot make statements like that. Now, can you make suggestions? Sure. I mean, that's what he's there for. What he said about the rhyme scheme, I have no issue with that. But saying it's garbage, that's really too far. But this kid's taking it well, I guess.
Yeah, you got some chops, kid.
I got chops.
I've been telling you that for years.
So now he likes him a little bit.
Inside that stunned facade is the soul of a dreamer.
You mean dreamy? He's like a total trendsetter, a fashion icon, a style visionary for the new millennium and beyond. Scandalous.
His dream seems to have affected everyone in school.
Teach, you gotta start working on a project.
I might add, the probability of you concluding 4th grade without a completed project is low. Very low indeed. Leave me alone, will ya? I don't need anyone telling me what to do. Not you guys, and not some suit with a letter for a name.
It's hilarious. He always has to talk like a tough guy, like some suit with a letter for a name. Like, what in the world? And I don't really know what this sub could really do to him. They talk about him doing something at the end of the week if he doesn't have his project ready. I mean, all he can do is tell the regular teacher. He himself has no power over them when it comes to grading, really. All he can really do is give the assignments completed to the teacher to grade. I don't know many teachers that are going to allow a substitute teacher to grade oral presentations or whatever. That's not their job, and that those grades should be relying on the regular teacher's expertise that the substitute teacher may or may not have.
So these pieces, I call them pugilists, represent a marriage of two of my greatest passions, fighting and metalcraft. Thanks for the opportunity, Teach.
Okay.
Thus, dear Buttercup, be thou free to mend thy faithful symmetry.
Okay.
On the front of each trading card, I put a picture of one of my friends.
And you know, as cute as some of these are, what are they learning? Like, I don't know what they're learning here. And I've seen this in other shows before where they like do something fun, but there has to be real learning involved. There's nothing wrong with making class fun. The best teachers that I have known in my career tend to do that, but there has to be legitimate learning going on connected to the course standards for whatever course it is. So the same thing applies even in 4th grade here at this elementary school. You can't just, I don't know what this is supposed to be, like some cards with their friend's name and information on it. I don't know what he's supposed to have learned that has to do with any of their core standards, but there has to be something more to it than this.
On the back, I put all their kickball stats, plus an interesting fact you might not know about the player. Take TJ, for example. Did everyone know that TJ Detweiler is actually a really great guy?
Trying to influence the teacher. What's going on? Okay. Which I was starting to freak out. It looked like they were going to spar, which would have been like, okay, you're gone. Again, he's gotten like 4 or 5 potential firings already. But breaking this board, it's really dangerous. There's 100 things that could go wrong here as far as someone getting hurt. And again, I'm not really sure what he's learning here beyond breaking this board.
When I realized the key was alternating magnetic fields, well, the rest was easy.
Magnetic fields.
It's a machine that produces more energy than it takes in.
And I know she's supposed to be super smart, but I saw up there like dollar signs and infinity, which you do use in math, but some of it looks like a little bit of nonsense. But hey, if you understood it, let me know in the comments what it was supposed to have said.
Hey, what's going on?
What, the government came in?
The fact that the government has quashed my research won't get my final grade.
It happens, Wendler. Count on an A. Everybody who participated, that is. You've all done very good work.
With that voice, he kind of sounds like Batman, doesn't he? You've all done good work. I can't do it, but he kind of sounds like Batman a little bit.
As for you, Detweiler, I hope you find your seat comfortable. You'll be using it for years to come.
I don't think so.
You can't say that.
Project 2.
Then stand and deliver.
Okay, stand and deliver, like the movie.
All this week, Mr. E here's been bossing us around, taking away our recess, forcing us to do independent study. And I guess he won all you guys over. But there's something I want to remind you about, and her name is Miss Grokey. She did everything for us this year, from teaching us about healing herbs to helping us with our times tables.
Okay.
She's always there for us day after day.
And no one's saying that they should like get rid of that teacher, although they were pretty happy when she said she was going to be gone, were they not? And I kind of said at the beginning, like, if you're a really great teacher and the kids learn a lot from you and they enjoy your class, they're not going to be particularly excited if you're going to be gone for a week. That is true, I guess.
Now she's out sick for a week and you guys forget all about her. Hey, that's your business, but I can't forget. So I made her this. It's a get well card. It's from me and anyone else who wants to sign it. This
That's
is
nice.
my independent study project, and I don't care who likes it.
He's going to like it. There you go. This guy's so weird.
That project you did, it touched me. I had you all wrong, kid. Sure, you're spirited, but you're loyal. I respect that.
Well, I gotta admit, I wouldn't have made this card if it hadn't been for you.
And these two are actually a lot alike. I don't know if that's why they kind of butt heads so much, but they both talk like little wannabe gangsters, like Al Capone. I think of like old time gangsters. And this guy's like a mix of Batman and like a Al Capone type figure, like tough gangster. It's just funny.
It was one of the best things I ever did. Maybe you're not such a bad teacher after all.
Coming from you, I'll take that as a compliment.
Okay.
Think you'd like to sign my card?
Ah, that's kind of sweet.
Roki, you got a heck of a class. E.
There's something that's been bugging me. Could you tell me what the E stands for?
No.
You are so cool.
Oh, man. All right, well, that's the episode, Mr. E. That was a good one. I can see why you all recommended it. I hope you enjoyed my reaction and my commentary. I don't know why this guy is the way he is, with right down to the sunglasses inside. I've seen people do that. It always looks a little funny to me, but really crazy substitute. If it were me, I would probably get him out of there immediately, but I'm glad he made a connection with TJ in the end. If you enjoyed this reaction video, particularly if you're a fan of Recess, let me know in the comments below what other episodes I should take a look at. I do have a list on my video ideas list from you all's comments on which episodes you all have already identified, but if there's one you would like me to take a look at, put it in the comments below and I'd be happy to check it out. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, you know what to do. Subscribe before you leave the page. Thanks for watching the video to the end, and I'll see you on the next one here on the channel on School Principal Reacts. As always, thanks for watching.